Gargle it. Gargle it. Oh.
Good Friday.
When it's actually Good Friday, it's going to come in clutch. I'm just saying.
We got 6 months for that. Good Friday, you guys, and happy noon o'clock.
For those of you that do not know, we used to say good morning, but then we moved to the East Coast, and now we do this show at noon Eastern, and we also, it's called espresso, but we don't really drink. I mean, Sarit has something in a coffee mug.
We're going to change it to the ENS show. Espresso stands also for ENS. In case you haven't noticed.
Gotta love change.
Yeah, change is a part of the game.
We can just keep the we can keep the red outer, the words show instead of espresso. Looks the same.
Yeah.
With a coffee cup.
Anyways, this war change. So, if you've been watching our show for quite some time, Fridays are normally guest interview days. And the guest that we had today had asked to reschedule.
Happens.
It happens. We have to embrace change, but also we have to plan in advance in the case that a change happens. So we're still here. And today, you guys, we're going to be, discussing a hot topic that, we've just had a bunch of conversations about, with a lot of you guys over this last week. So, we figured that this will add value. And all that we ask is that if this adds value to you, just pay it forward.
What is value? Makes you think different, makes a light bulb go on, gives you a different perspective, makes you laugh, makes you happy, makes you feel things that inspire you to move. If it inspires you, any of those things, share it with somebody who needs it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, today we're going to be talking about this concept called expectation. And now, if you guys know us very well, the first thing that we like to do when we drop a word is...
I'm on it.
Define it. So what does the word expectation actually mean?
A strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future.
So let me tell you...
A belief that someone will or should achieve something. Should sounds entitled. It's an entitled expectation. A strong belief that something is or will or should happen.
Mm-hmm. So, if you ask the Google machine, how much weight should one lose in a week? Let's go ahead and ask the Google machine. It will tell you on average. If you're losing weight, it is 2
Hold
pounds.
on. No, this is good. Do you know what's going to say that? Have you fired up the old Google machine lately and asked it that?
Not lately. I mean, maybe now with the more crash diets could be 2.4.
This is what Aaron of a long time ago would have asked. How much weight can I lose in a week? In 1 week.
Uh-huh.
How to lose 20 pounds in 1 week. Noom! Fuck you! That's the first one that pops up. Noom paid to be number 1 on the thing and tell you how to lose 20 pounds in 1 week. I'm just going to ask you, have you tried to lose 20 pounds in 1 week? If you don't have 100 pounds or more to lose, get me fired up. Is my neck red yet? Is my neck red yet?
So we just got done with a TKC post show. With the live announcement of the winner, and the winner of the TKC, 14 days.
In 2 weeks,
17.6 pounds.
In 2 weeks, 17.6 pounds.
Yeah, which is amazing, right?
Which is incredible.
Great results. But of course, results like that are not typical. Ooh, see? Go back up.
Yeah,
1
well,
to 2 pounds.
okay, so this says,
According to
hold
many
on,
experts.
hold on,
Okay.
listen. This says how much weight can you safely lose in a week? Nobody who wants to lose a lot of weight is searching, how can I safely lose weight? They're saying, how much fucking weight can I get off my damn body in a week? Maybe that's not everybody, actually. That's very dramatic.
That's most
That's
people,
what I
no.
was. That's what I was. I was like, okay, if there's 3,500 calories in a pound, then I have to be on this treadmill for this many calories in order to lose this many weights. And it was like a calculation, but when you get lost in those things, it's a slippery slope. But this does say, according to many experts, losing 1 to 2 pounds or 0.45 to 0.9 kilograms per week is a healthy and safe rate. Yes, I would agree, 100%.
Mm.
Losing more than that is considered too fast. This is out of context, because if somebody is 300 pounds and all they do is cut back their soda from 6 sodas a day to 2 sodas a day, they're going to lose weight.
They're going to lose way more than
They're
that.
going to lose a lot of weight. It just depends. It's all, you have to look at the context. You could put yourself at risk of many health problems, including muscle loss, gallstones, nutritional deficiencies, and drop in metabolism. Now, a lot of these things do happen for the average person who is trying to lose weight, because we make a lot of dramatic changes oftentimes because we're like, this is what I was told to do, go keto. So I'm going to cut out, no, I'm not hating on keto. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to cut out a full food group, or, being carbs, or I'm going to, which, by the way, like, get me started on keto. Most people who are doing keto are not doing it right. And I'm sorry if that bursts your bubble, but you cannot eat ice cream and be in ketosis. I'm just saying. So whatever somebody's telling you, you cannot eat ice cream and be in ketosis.
Okay. And if you're doing keto and you had a cheat meal, you're not doing keto, because you're no longer in ketosis.
The thing is, people, like, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to do that. It's like, I'm doing keto is a very broad, or I'm doing whatever, fill in the blank, whatever is, but what are you not telling me? Like, are you doing that on the weekends? Are you doing that all the time? Or are you just like kind of maybe mostly doing that, but like, so, yeah, anyways, I totally went off on a tangent.
No, that's okay. And this is great. And, we're very passionate because we believe that it is our duty and obligation to share the truth. And you know what? The truth can hurt at first, but it will set you free. And anybody who's followed the teachings is going to be like, you know what, like what you guys talked about today is fucking gold. And really, that is our intention. And, the reason why I wanted to share this, specific topic with you guys is because false expectation will actually hinder you from ever achieving whatever it is that you wanted to achieve in the first place. And the reason why I say that is because, we have this thing where when it comes to a certain goal, right? The first thing that we do is, okay, like, what is the average pace that, like, if somebody was to follow through with it from the major population, how long will it get them to get to their goal? Okay. And they don't understand the context, the story, the person's level of commitment, or anything. And they immediately go to a state of comparative analysis.
Ooh, what's comparative analysis?
Where you just compare yourself to the other person. So let's say 2 people, okay? And for anybody who starts the raw on Monday, congratulations. Now we want to share with you guys a blind spot that we very often see, okay? Some people are going to end up losing more weight than other people, just like anything else. That's the reality of it. Do yourself a favor and do not compare yourself to anybody else, because your schedule conflicts, your current threshold with regards to follow through, your current relationship with food, your current level of consistency, your current relationship with food and food patterns, The current state of your metabolism, the presence or lack of, autoimmune conditions will absolutely affect the rate in which you make progress. Okay. Now, let's say person 1 ends up losing 8 pounds. Let's say person 2 ends up dropping 22 pounds. In the case that person 1 doesn't actually understand this concept, person 1 is going to now identify themselves through a belief. Expectation means what? Something with the word belief in it, right?
Expectation was a strong belief that something is going to happen.
Yeah.
That a certain something is going to happen.
Right. Now their false expectation will lead them to believe that this is not for them, or that I'm just meant to be big boned, or blah, 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 blah. When the reality is that whatever you believe will become your reality. And the point of this conversation is to open up your eyes and to get rid of any false expectation that you have. Some of you guys, depending on where you're at in your journey, you're going to go like in a straight line moving forward. Some of you guys, you're going to have lots of dips and you'll want to give up lots of times, and then you'll, get rebooted, and this can go on and on and on and on for even 3 years. Some of you guys may go smooth and steady cruise control for a while, but your level of expectation will either make you or break you. And by the way, this goes to like far beyond just weight loss, but rather anything in life. High expectations always lead to disappointments. No expectations lead to increased gratitude. Increased gratitude keeps you in the game.
Have you ever set high expectations for yourself?
Yes.
And
if I'm being honest, I keep on being disappointed a lot.
Okay.
However, I'm aware of this context, so I don't take it personally.
But you set high expectations.
I do.
Only thing I want to do is make clear that it's not necessarily wrong to set high expectation. Where the slippery slope begins is when you identify
There you go.
with whether or not you actually reach that, right? If your self-worth lives in reaching that high expectation, that's where things get dangerous.
Yep.
You can set a high expectation, and we often set high expectations for ourselves, but we rather fall short on a really high expectation, knowing that that got us further than we would have if we set a lower expectation, then set a lower expectation that, well, that was easy to meet, because you don't really feel as accomplished all the time. Now, there is a time and a place for all of it, except for murder. I think I said that this week already. There's no time or place for that where it's appropriate. Okay. So I was thinking about this and I was like, okay, there's a few different types of like scenarios that we often see people are in. So, there's the person who, and like, maybe hopefully like this is helpful, or you find yourself in one of these positions. I don't want to generalize. I just want to give scenarios of very common things that we see. And sometimes there's, we have the person that has been consistently gaining weight. Maybe they lose a little, but then they gain some, and then they lose a little, and then they gain some more, and then they lose, and then they gain some more. And they're like pretty consistently gaining weight. Well, if it's good to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, or you think because you read Noom's bullshit thing about lose 20 pounds in a week, then your expectation can be set from an external thing, It could be set from an internal thing, something you've already done that worked. I heavily debate, did it work? Because if you went backwards, I'm not sure if it worked. If you went backwards and you never got further forward than the last time, I'm not sure if it worked. But the goal in that, we would say, is to stop gaining weight. That's the win. That's the win. Not to necessarily just, start dropping weight, but let's stop gaining weight first. Most people just don't see that as any kind of success or forward progress because the expectation is to lose weight. But if you have been gaining, you have to take a step back and look at the whole situation. Like, wow, it's actually progress for me to not gain weight. Then you have somebody who's maybe a bit bigger, who's wanting to lose weight. And because they are already initially bigger, the weight loss happens relatively quick, and then that sets an expectation. Maybe, I'm starting at 350 and I just cut in half one or two things that I was doing that was really contributing to where I was at. And I start dropping, 8-10 pounds a week. My expectation now is that. So when that stops happening, this must not be working anymore. And I explain this, and then there's people who are already lean. If you're really lean, it's just hard to get leaner. You have to create a new environment for your body to be used to. So it takes time. It takes attention, very much attention to details. And those details are what most people try to pay attention to when they don't need to be paying attention to them because that's not their main problem. 4 grams versus 5 grams of chicken breast is not going to make the difference. Half a cup of sweet potatoes versus an overflowing half a cup of sweet potatoes is not going to make a difference. Those details do not matter until you're Sarit lean and you're trying to get shredded. Here's the thing that I love talking about because I think it offers a very valuable perspective that is very logical and understandable. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I think it was somebody from the TKC who scheduled an exit call or something like that. Anyways, she was we were talking about the scale. We were talking about the scale, and she was like, man, the scale just messes me up. She's like, man, I did so good, and I was so excited to weigh myself. And I was like, why were you so excited to weigh yourself? Think about this. When you're excited to weigh yourself, you're like, you take your clothes off and you're like, it's after my shower. I'm naked. I've already done my workout, so I've sweated. I should be the lightest I am. And you're like, I've done good all week and I didn't eat any carbs and I said no to this and I passed up the peanut M&Ms at work and I smacked the donut out of Linda's hand and I did so good. I'm excited to get on the scale. You're excited because you know that everything you just did prior to was the right thing. And then what happens? We step on the scale. Heavens no! This must not be right. Fuck this. I'm out of here. Now all of a sudden everything good that you just did doesn't matter anymore. Think about it. All that good stuff you just did. I mean, Linda's pissed. You smacked the donut really hard.
Did you see Nancy's comment?
No.
Linda and the donuts.
If your name is Linda, I am not singling you out. It's just the first name that came to my mind, okay? But everything you just did up until that point, that's why you were excited to step on the scale. But you're going to let the expectation that you have of what that piece of shit thing should say now make it so that none of that mattered. What if You were to just take a sledgehammer to the scale and then that's that. But also, if you were to just keep doing those actions and give it time, what do you think would actually happen in the long run? There's a reason you were excited to get on the scale. And I've heard this question asked, Erin, how do I get my weight to stop fluctuating? One day I'm 205 pounds and the next day I'm 203. And then I'll get down to like 200, but then I'll go back up to like 203, 204, and then I'm back down to 201. And I'm like, you can't. You can't. There is zero way. I dare you to try. I dare anybody to try. You can't. Hormones, what you eat, what you drink, how much you eat, how much you drink, what kinds of foods. Do you have poop in your intestines? Do you not? Are you full of liquid? Are you not? Are you is there a lot of inflammation? All these things contribute to what the actual total mass, what's mass? Volume times something.
I got C in physics.
What is volume? No, what is mass? What is mass?
Mass is...
We're learning together. Calculation for mass. That's what we're going to do. Somebody knows
I think you're talking about calculation of weight, which is mass times force.
Wait, no, that's velocity?
Or mass times something.
Or
Weight fluctuates, mass always stays the same.
F equals ma.
Acceleration.
Mass and no, it's not.
Is A acceleration? Yes, acceleration.
Is it? Oh, it is. Due to gravity. Acceleration.
No, that's force. Force is mass times acceleration.
What mass equals volume times density.
Thank you, Nancy.
Okay. Density.
Physics 101. Nancy.
This is amazing. Guess what? You don't need to know this to change people's lives. Okay. So anyways, the total mass of something is just the mass of it. If I hold Callie, I weigh an extra 17 and a half pounds according to the scale, because that's the mass I've just added. So if I drink 16.9 fluid ounces, for those of you in New Zealand, this is, or any other country, basically, 500 milliliters. Anybody see that? I literally just hit myself in the head with this. That was silly. Okay, I will weigh 17 ounces more. If I drink this and I do not go pee, I will now weigh, my body mass will be 17 ounces greater. Think about it. You can't keep your body from fluctuating. It just happens. 2 to 3 pounds daily. It's okay. No problemo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but to conclude, you have to ask yourself, is what I'm doing the right thing? Is what I'm doing better than what I was doing before? Because these are signs of progress. Are my clothes fitting differently? Have I given myself enough time for the results to even begin to show? All these things matter. Am I talking nicer to myself? That's progress.
But Erin, I just want to lose weight. God damn it!
I understand. Right, would you rather it take you a little bit longer for you to lose the weight for good and not gain it back, or would you rather lose it really quick so you can gain it plus probably an extra 5 or 10 back? That's what happens. Did you guys like my stand-up comedy about the scale?
Mama. Want to know something?
Yeah, Boogie, tell me.
I want to share some wisdom with everybody.
Bless them, yes.
Okay, first I want to bless you all. Blessed I be. On a Good Friday. Okay, Mama. Every time I go to the doctor, they put me on this thing that I really hate, if we're being honest. It's called the scale. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Every time they take me to the vet, they have to bribe me in order for me to hop on the scale. So I get it. But here's the thing.
Swiss treat.
But here's the thing. So the last time they weighed me, they said I'm 28 pounds, Mama. Did them say?
Yeah, somewhere around 28
Them
pounds.
said I'm 28 pounds. You guys, here's the thing. I do not care whether I'm 28 pounds or 31 pounds. I used to weigh that too. The reason I don't care is if I'm healthy and I know that I'm happy, for me, that's all that matters. And the scale will always tell you something different. But I know that I'm consistent with my lizard catching and with my eating and with Callie playing and with my naps and with my positive vibes.
And with my singing.
And with my singing.
If you haven't heard me sing, keep watching.
So that being said, I hope this adds value to you. And if it did, see, I did something.
I made a shirt.
I have a shirt.
I made a shirt. It says, I love
to boogie.
That's me.
And if you love to boogie too, all that I ask is that you show me. Okay. I will go 9 now. You guys, did
any other like animal parents in this conversation right now are, you don't even think we're crazy. You already know we're crazy, and I think you kind of love it because we own this shit. All right. So something else that I want to discuss as well. And the reality is that having an expectation is better than not having an expectation at all. Because if you have an expectation, there is something that you're looking to achieve. And you need to be clear on what you want to achieve. It is very hard to ever be able to achieve something if you don't have an expectation. Okay? However, let's talk about high expectations, because this is something that any overachiever can relate to. And I just want to like flash some lights at your blind spots that could be crushing you in your progress. And that is the concept of false expectation with wisdom versus false expectation without wisdom. Or you can call it high expectation with wisdom versus high expectation without wisdom. Now, what do I mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Let's say if in your weight loss journey, this is what normally happens. Okay? I will say that you don't have...
Leave that to Six Flags. Okay.
Right. You probably don't have a lot of wisdom because you don't have a lot of consistency. Okay? And wisdom is something that accumulates through consistency. So let's say the next time that you try some kind of diet, trend, or whatever, and you're like, man, I only lost 6 pounds in 4 weeks. Something must be wrong. The problem is your false belief that you should be losing more than that. However, high expectation with wisdom will lead to a forward trajectory. If you don't have any wisdom going into it, what's going to happen is that you're going to find yourself continuously self-sabotaging. And that's why for a lot of you guys, when you come to our community, we're like, let's put away the scale. Because we know that you have false expectations, and we know that there's a lot of things that you're not aware of. Like you've crashed your metabolism, your habits are inconsistent, there's lots of negativity in your life. It's going to take a little bit longer in the beginning. And if you don't have a good relationship with food, then guess what? Your body doesn't even trust you. So why do you have the belief that just because you're like, I want to lose weight, your body's going to be like, okay, I'm ready to shed all of this weight just because you said you want to? No, that doesn't happen like that. But if you've been consistent implementing good habits for a long period of time, you will have higher expectations. And those expectations are probably going to be more along the lines of what you will receive. However, if that doesn't happen to be the case, you could be disappointed, right? Because you believe things to be otherwise, but because you've already created habits that are more powerful, you're going to keep on going. Regardless of your current belief system. And, this is something that we see way too many times. And the coaches are like, dude, they're crushing it. But it's like, if you can't see that you're crushing it because you're just running on a bad script, if we're being honest, nobody can change your script other than you, then it's going to lead to increased sabotage because you're going to be upset with yourself. And when you're upset with yourself, you're going to attract negativity. And when you attract negativity, you'll want to eat more bad things and you will want to talk, in a negative way to yourself. And it's like the cycle starts and continues and continues and continues and continues. And the name of the game, if you have high expectations and you've noticed that led you to self-sabotage, number one, drop that high expectation. Better to have some expectation than no expectation at all. But drop that high expectation, because you thinking that in 4 weeks you should be losing 10 pounds when you don't have all the context, that could be disrupting you. And also, if you find that you keep on sabotaging yourself, guess what? You need some help. Don't go through it alone, because you've got so many blind spots that you're not even aware of. Get yourself a coach, because otherwise what you're going to find is that you're going to keep on doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And if that happens, guess what? Over time, that means that things are just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's all I got.
Boogie and Callie are both snoring, for your information.
Yeah.
And I saw a comment that said, I have no metabolism. And this is probably like a dramatic statement, like, I have no metabolism.
Yeah, however, we know what you mean.
Yeah, but I want to tell you what metabolism, does anybody know what metabolism actually is?
Fast
hold on. Does anybody know, besides Sarit, smarty pants, know what metabolism is? Everybody's like, Google, hold me. Metabolism. I'm going to read it right from here. Chemical reactions involved in maintaining the living state of the cells and the organism. You are the organism, and you
too complicated
of living cells. So
let's simplify it.
So here's the thing. Basically, for you to be alive, it requires metabolism.
Yeah. But what you probably mean is that your metabolism has crashed. But metabolism is basically how efficiently does your body convert food into energy. So if you have a higher metabolism, the food that you eat will be converted to energy in which you release. If you have a slower metabolism, the food that you eat will more likely convert into stored energy.
I want to talk stored energy being fat.
Being fat.
I want to talk about this because you do have control over your metabolism by your consistent action and consistent lifestyle habits. If you are consistently eating McDonald's, or like
just bring him up a little bit,
or consistently eating like maybe one meal, like a small meal in the day, and then you like don't eat for the rest of the day, your body will be slow at metabolizing food because it's trying to hang on to whatever energy it can because you're not feeding it enough. So then when you do eat, your metabolism doesn't just go, what? Oh, now I have food. okay, let's go. It's like, it's still slow. Like we take time to adapt as creatures. Same as with your metabolism. So if your metabolism is slow, like don't immediately go to blaming your age or anything like that. Age matters biologically a tiny bit. However, it matters mostly because as you get older, you've had a lot more years of being consistent, being inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the age, I'm old, my metabolism's just slow. Yeah, no, that's just because you spent the last 30 years of your life not being consistent. So now you've gone 30 years. Yeah. So when you're 50 or 40 years old and your metabolism's slower, consider that it may be because of that. Now, the good news is that it won't take you another 30 years to get it to speed up and get it to be more efficient. But you do have to be consistent, and you do have to give your body time to get used to whatever new environment you're creating for it internally.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Claire says I hold
Mm-hmm.
Boogie like a baby.
Well, somebody earlier said that I'm really funny, so.
Yeah, you are really funny.
That's the episode.
And we also voted that if you had a comedy show, they will come. You guys, if Erin had a comedy show, would you get a ticket to come watch Erin's comedy show?
It will be so good.
Because if you know one thing, you know that we follow through. And if you know another thing, you also know we're crazy. Jamie's just laughing. I don't think she made up her mind yet.
Look at this love.
Who said they're coming first in line? Oh, okay.
This is amazing. You guys, I feel like I just need to like do it because there's people that would show up.
What if
this
every
is the
month
show.
you had a comedy espresso?
I feel like that's just how I live my life. This is the comedy espresso. It's just in little bits. Mm-hmm. Today'll, which is today and scale. Today'll was
today
about
the scale.
Yeah. So, you know what? I've done stand-up comedy also to myself in the shower many times when I used to take longer showers when we lived in California. We had like a shower you could legit do yoga inside because it was huge. And like I would take showers at night when I wasn't pressed for time. So I would just be in there for like 30 minutes. And I did this one.
That was her strategy to get me to make a salad every single night.
That's your perception. No, I was doing stand-up comedy and writing numbers in the steam on the window like a beautiful mind, right? Okay, so I did this one stand-up comedy that was about the little sticky nail things that you put on.
That Ashley introduced you to.
And how it's like the greatest thing in the world. And yeah, I don't remember it all, but I just remember being like, people would pay to see that shit. That was good. Or maybe I'm just in my own world and I'm the only one that thinks I'm funny. But you know what? Doesn't matter because laughter is the best medicine.
That's right.
And I have a passion for making people laugh.
Lori's holding you accountable to DJing.
Oh. What was it? Oh yeah. DJ Deaf Juice. You know, movie. Come on. Somebody knows that movie. Somebody's gonna.
You guys know I don't watch movies.
You've seen Pitch Perfect.
Well, I don't remember it.
DJs Deaf Juice.
If you're a Jew, please do not take it personally. I'm a Jew too.
I'm quoting a movie.
Well, I just want to make sure that we're putting this out there.
All right. It's been a pleasure hanging out with
Friday.
You guys.
Clearly, we're running off of like steam at this point, so we better just let you guys go.
It has been amazing, and we love you guys. And thank you for thinking I'm funny. I will try to keep the juice flowing.
And just a reminder, you guys, there's 2 days left to register for the Raw Transformation. So if you haven't yet done so, make sure you do it. Erin's about to drop the link. If you have any questions, reach out to any member of our team, right? Because we are here to help you guys get to your goals.
Did it go? Why is this thing up here still? Did it go? Did I not? I typed it and it didn't go anywhere.
It didn't go. So we're now going to have to say things for the next 30 minutes just to keep you guys on while Erin is dropping the link.
I'm so fast, though.
So fast.
So fast. Boom.
Boom. Just do it.
Oh
That's
my
right,
gosh.
Lori.
And I mistyped it. The dash is actually between raw
Just
and one.
do it again. Boogie's going to help and he's going to say something.
OMG.
You guys, all I want to say is that I'm going to take the next 48 hours taking a nap, because on Monday I have something exciting to show you in the Raw Transformation. So here I go.
There we go.
ImproveYourSolutions.com/raw-1. Couldn't have made it any simpler. ImproveYourSolutions.com/raw-1.
It's going to be amazing. All right, you guys, have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see ya on Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.